To a lot of Elton John and Billy Joel and stuff, right?
I was gonna say your original was like rivaling Elton John. That was awesome.
And I hear that's huge praise. That's huge praise.
You've actually sang that song with Gabe before.
Yes, I sang backup vocals on Emily when we
it was
played
magical
at the Slice. Yeah, in the before times. That was back in January.
That was like years ago, wasn't it?
Feels like it. Okay, do you have another original for us?
Do we have time for that?
We do indeed.
All right. Yeah, let's do another original. Both these songs you can find on Spotify, not with the piano, unfortunately, just the guitar, but, still there, still songs, so.
Take it away, Gabe.
Here we go. Some people told you about me. They told you all you need to know. And now you're not sure you can see me. You don't even want to be my friend. Then the light came through the window, dividing lines on everything, making the shadows a little darker. Sometimes you turn on the light and it's that much harder to see, curiosity. Making the shadows a little darker. Sometimes you turn on the light and it's that much harder to see, to see. A curiosity. Some people that you know they got together, they told you about me. Told you past and present, every little thing you might need to know. And now you're not sure, yeah, you're casting doubt on whether you'll see me. You're not sure that you're even prepared to be my friend. And then the light came through the window, dividing lines on everything, making the shadows a little darker. Sometimes you turn on the light and it's that much harder to see, to see. All right. Whew. That's a workout.
Good evening and welcome to the Art of Giving, the Mayor's celebration for business and the arts.
We'd like to start this evening by acknowledging that we are gathered on and streaming from the lands of the Blackfoot people of the Canadian Plains. And we pay respect to the Blackfoot people, past, present, and future, while recognizing and respecting their cultural heritage, beliefs, and relationship to the land. The city of Lethbridge is also home to the Métis Nation of Alberta, Region 3.
We're your hosts tonight. This is the wonderful David Gabbert, and I am Ashley Thompson. On behalf of
Ashley.
Yeah?
Where's your lunch?
Oh no, it's not a luncheon anymore, David. It's the Art of Giving, the Mayor's celebration for business and the arts.
But I brought a lunch.
Okay, just save it for 1 minute. Like I was saying, we're your hosts tonight, Ashley and David. On behalf of Mayor Chris Spearman and the Allied Arts Council Board President Peggy Mazie, we welcome you to tonight's program. Tonight's showcase will include live performances and the annual Allied Arts Council Awards.
For those of you who've been with us for a little while, you've seen our first live performance by Gabriel Thaine. Gabriel is a singer-songwriter, multi-instrumentalist, and photographer from Lethbridge, Alberta. Steeped in folk, gospel, and show tunes, Gabriel plays a crowd-pleasing blend of folk, country, blues, and popular music. His music has been compared to Blue Rodeo, Hawksley Workman, and Tom Waits.
We're going to head over to the gallery at Casa for our next segment.
The Gallery at Casa is a program space in Casa and is committed to exhibiting works of local, regional, and provincial artists with ties to Southern Alberta. Gallery offerings are not limited to any particular style, medium, or approach, but are connected through a sense of place. Visitors to the gallery can expect to see drawing, painting, fine craft, installations, sculpture, photography, ceramics, new media, video art, or combinations of all the mediums. The Gallery at Casa is always free for visitors.
Joining us in the gallery is Peggy Mazie, the Allied Arts Council Board President, and His Worship, Mayor Chris Spearman.
Good evening, and thank you, David and Ashley. My name is Peggy Mazie, and I am President of the Allied Arts Council, the Board. Welcome to tonight's showcase, The Art of Giving, and this is the Mayor's celebration for business of the arts. We're looking forward to hearing and seeing performances by Gabriel Thaine, McLaughlin, Emery Twigg, and Olivia Tailfeathers, Lint, and John Wort Hannam. I must say that all the dance and music that you're going to hear this evening is all original work, and what a fabulous lineup of fabulous artists. The Allied Arts Council is pleased to be presenting this year's version of the Mayor's Luncheon for Business and the Arts, newly rebranded as the Art of Giving. While we're not having lunch together, we are still coming together to recognize the vital relationship between our local arts community, businesses, and the municipal government. This relationship is vital. Without this symbiotic relationship, the arts would be challenged to grow and thrive. This event would not be possible without the support of our event partners, and they will appear on your screen throughout the presentation, as well as listed in the program that has been emailed to our viewers. I must say thanks to our many sponsors. The arts community could not do what we need to do without your support. The Allied Arts Council Board of Directors continues to work on behalf of all the arts, advocating for increased opportunities for all of us. The Board of Directors are listed in the program as well. Collectively, we all grieve the loss of participating and appreciating the arts as a community. It was in mid-March that the city had to declare its facilities closed, and the government slowed the economy drastically. All community arts activities were canceled: music, dance, theater, arts markets, visual arts, gallery openings. The following weeks saw the arts community engage with the community and the audience in innovative and very safe ways. We saw dancers conducting classes online, musicians performing on sidewalk concerts at seniors' homes, art lessons on YouTube, gallery exhibits in a minute on Instagram, and so many more innovative ways to engage with the arts. We see the economy reopening, and it is essential to consider the arts as part of this recovery. Now, more than ever, we have learned and know the value of the arts. There's not a doubt in our mind that the arts got us through this COVID-19 shutdown, and it will continue to get us through the economic recovery. Hopefully, in the near future, we will be able to come together to support the arts in person and perhaps in a new performing arts center. Having said that, it's now my turn to introduce His Worship, Mayor Chris Spearman, to say a few words from the city.
Thank you, Peggy. Oki, welcome to the Art of Giving. And a sincere congratulations to the award recipients on behalf of the citizens of Lethbridge. The arts are integral to health, well-being, economic diversity of our community. Lethbridge is brighter together, and our arts community is a significant player. It is a great pleasure to be here tonight to join with you remotely in celebrating the valuable relationship between our local business community, our civic government, and our talented friends here in the local arts community. For many of you, this event may be the first thing you've been able to celebrate in 2020. As a longtime supporter of the arts in Lethbridge, I appreciate the richness that our arts community adds to the quality of life in our city. A healthy, dynamic downtown area and a healthy, dynamic local arts community go hand in hand. City Council also continues to have a policy of supporting public art in our city. 1% of the value of a major community capital project undertaken by the city is set aside to fund public art projects. Our city's aesthetic has been further enriched by numerous pieces of public art throughout the downtown, but also in remote areas like the ATV Center, in the River Valley, and all around our city. The Allied Arts Council works to create abundant opportunities for the exposure of arts and culture in all its forms, and also encourages the development of the artistic talents of the citizens of Lethbridge. Thanks to this organization, our art scene grows in vibrancy every year, and we can't wait to see what the future will bring.
David,
Yes, Ashley?
what are you doing?
Well, I'm practicing some of my miming. You know, there's this new bylaw about masks and stuff.
Oh, the bylaw about masks.
Yeah, so I dug out my favorite mask. It's preparing me for Halloween. I'm so excited, Ashley. This is gonna be amazing.
Yeah, David, I don't think that those are the kind of masks that the bylaw is talking about.
Ashley, what do you mean?
Oh, okay. All right. Looking good, David.
Yeah, anytime. That's what I'm here for.
Coming up next, we have Catherine McLaughlin. Catherine is a dancer and musician based in Lethbridge. Her early dance training was centered around DanceWorks Dance Academy and its interns' Modern Dance Company. After completing a Bachelor of Music from the University of Lethbridge, McLaughlin pursued professional dance training in Toronto. She's a graduate of the professional training program at the School of Toronto Dance Theatre, where her passion for Martha Graham technique was ignited while studying with world-renowned teachers such as Helen Jones and Patricia Miner. Since returning to Lethbridge in 2007, McLaughlin strives to share her passion with anyone who will move with her. She teaches at DanceWorks and serves as principal bass in the Lethbridge Symphony. She is a co-founder of LSIDA. She is excited for this opportunity to promote her beloved dance form and collaborate with others who share her passion for dance. Thank you so much for that performance from Catherine.
Our first set of awards tonight, presented this evening, is the Aspiring Artist and the Young Artist Awards. The Aspiring Artist Award was introduced in 2019 and is awarded to a young artist in grades 9 through 12 that recognizes the student's level of achievement measured against peers at a similar stage of development. The award is valued at $1,000 and is intended to support and encourage artistic work. Janelle Wipf is a pianist and vocalist dedicated to becoming a well-rounded musician. She is self-motivated, engaged, creative, and a leader among her peers at CCH and the University of Lethbridge Conservatory of Music.
Janelle, on behalf of the Allied Arts Council, I'd like to recognize you as the Aspiring Young Artist of the Year. Janelle is not only a very gifted musician, pianist, and also sings in choirs, but certainly she supports and gives back to the community. Janelle has a bright future in Lethbridge, and we certainly wish her well with her musical gifts. Thank you for all you do for the city of Lethbridge and for the example you set for young people.
The Young Artist Award recognizes a young artist in the Lethbridge region who is working to advance and enhance the arts in Lethbridge. The award is valued at $1,000 and is intended to support and encourage artistic work. Noel Richardson is a theater designer and technician. Passionate about the Lethbridge theater scene, Noel's creativity and devotion to his art and theater in Lethbridge make him very deserving of the Allied Arts Council Young Artist Award.
Noel, congratulations on behalf of the Allied Arts Council for your contribution to the arts in Lethbridge. You're being recognized as the postgraduate Aspiring Young Artist. We'd like to thank you for all you've done to support arts in the city of Lethbridge. We understand you've been helping as the technical director for New West Theatre, and that you have a passion for pursuing excellence in technical direction going forward. We wish you well in your studies and in your career in the arts. Thank you.
You know, that was an amazing set of awards, but I was so excited, Ashley, to break out this hat this summer. I had the dad bod ready to go. There were some exciting events like Shakespeare in the Park or New West Theatre or the
Jazz Festival.
Or so many events that were going to happen outdoors. And I didn't get to rock out the hat.
No, we're trying to rock the hats now. I have my festival chair ready to go, but it wasn't the kind of summer that we usually get to enjoy.
But you know what, Ashley? The arts still carried on through it all, didn't they?
Yep.
There was online streaming shows, there were performances at Nika Yuko, there were performances at Exhibition Park, there was all sorts of online open mics or concerts.
Absolutely. The arts community in Lethbridge came together. It certainly wasn't the way we would do things normally, but we made the best of it and prevailed.
The best part is, Ashley, when I wore this hat in my backyard, nobody made fun of me while I was streaming all of those shows.
I'll try not to make fun of you now, David, if you don't make fun of me.
I will wear it for the next introduction, if that's okay with you. Are you ready for another performance?
I am more than ready.
Well, our next performer is Troy Emery Twigg. Troy is from the Kainai Nation in southern Alberta. He has worked as an actor, dancer, choreographer, director, dramaturg, and instructor, but is primarily an artist in movement, choreography, and staging, mostly creating his own works that have been presented nationally and internationally. Troy was one of the original visionaries and founding artists of the groundbreaking Making Treaty 7 theatrical event. He is co-director for the Young People's Theatre version of Making Treaty 7 titled We Are All Treaty People, which has been nominated for a Dora Award in the Best Production, Theatre for Young Audience division. Recently, he has worked with decidedly jazz dance works, the Prairie Dance Exchange, and the groundbreaking Iniskum Puppet Project with the Canadian Academy of Mask and Puppetry. He has co-curated an exhibition called By Invitation Only, Dance, Confederation, and Reconciliation for the dance collection Dance. He has recently acted in Emery Newton's Sal Capone, The Lamentable Tragedy of, at the National Arts Center and in Lemon Tree Creation, Why Not Theatre, and Buddy and Bad Times Theatre's production of Lilies. Although COVID has canceled his year of work on stage, the resiliency of work in hard times has kept him going. He contributed to the BAM Center as part of the Globe and Mail's Anthem, is creating a digital podcast work for Jupiter Theatre, and will be remounting Aniskum to be presented by the National Arts Center online. But he's not here alone tonight, is he?
Olivia Tailfeathers will be joining him. Olivia is a traditional and contemporary Aboriginal Kainawa Blackfoot Confederacy singer, musician, composer, dancer, and teacher. She plays the hand drum, rattle, and native flute. She's also the founder and producer of the Kainawa Grassland Singers traditional youth singing group.
Good evening, and I'd like to acknowledge Troy Twigg here, and he is my relative. And this evening I will be sharing a song. It is a Blackfoot contemporary song that has been composed and is also being sung in other provinces here in Canada. And as you know, we need to keep our language alive, and this is a great way to keep our language, understanding the language and learning the language is through the universal language of song. So the first verse is about loving the earth, and it's also about respecting the earth, and it's about listening to the earth, and also to touch the earth. And all these four verses, you can extend out and learn more about why we have to become as one on earth and respect. Again. Nina tu one is to ame, is to wakaduksha game. Hey ya hey ya hayo, way ya hayo. hi-oh. Ni na tu one is stoop ame. Is tu wakaduk sha gome. Hey, 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 hi-oh. Hey, hey, hi-oh.
Thank you to Troy and Olivia for that amazing performance.
The Allied Arts Council Awards of Excellence, or AACE, recognize the individuals, organizations, and businesses that continue to make the Lethbridge arts community strong and vibrant. The relationships between the business community, civic government, and the arts community contribute to making Lethbridge a great art city here in Alberta.
And so, without further ado, here are the 2020 AACE recipients.
Well, in the orchestra I play the violin. I'm assistant principal second violin. I like the second violin part because it's got all the interesting stuff in it.
And I played the cello. Cello is actually my second instrument. I was trained as a pianist.
So John and Lynn began playing with the symphony in 1981. So it's been nearly 40 years that they have been playing with the symphony. And during that time, John has also been very active on the admin side and on the artistic committee, and has been just such a great supporter. Both of them are just wonderful people and have supported the symphony in many ways.
Everybody has their own tastes, and I think what children like is sports, because you can run off some energy and you're a team. But we have another soul in us that's not always brought out, and I just, especially with the youth strings, I didn't just play classical music. We did all genres of music and involved different people in the community. And I just wanted to impart some of my love of it.
And when they started to get involved with students, they could tell with youth that you need to build a program and start feeding into your more established ensembles such as the symphony. And I believe that was a goal of theirs. And they often would say, well, let's just have, if we're doing a certain concert, why don't we invite some of the higher level playing youth to play? And then with that, a couple of times, a couple of performances later, we would have young people who would say, I'd like to be a member of the symphony.
Drives me a little bit in teaching young kids violin, that at the very least, even if they don't go on to be great players or whatever they end up being, I like to think I've given them an appreciation for music other than that stuff that's constantly played on the radio. To broaden the horizons somewhat, I think, is what I like to do, or think I do anyway.
Well, other than playing in our symphony, I know John and Lynn were always eagerly looking for any opportunity to play their instruments and be involved in the community. And I know they did Lethbridge Musical Theatre many times, and as a matter of fact, several seasons we were in the pit orchestra together, playing for different shows. I know they enjoyed playing, if they were invited to play, if someone needed a cellist or a good violinist, they were always available. And I believe they also were involved in their church with their music. And sort of anywhere that I had a chance to go and see a musical performance, quite often one of the Gileads were involved.
One of the things that John has been so good about is not only supporting new ideas in terms of programming, but also coming up with initiatives and new ideas. And one of the sort of formulas that we came up with a number of years ago was to incorporate more of a pops element in every single program. This sort of the standard formula for orchestras over the course of the past 50, 80 years, maybe even longer, has been open up with an overture, do a concerto, do a symphony in the second half. And so we discovered that if we included a pops element, perhaps to replace the overture, we could really reach out and branch out to different audiences and give them something that they would maybe not normally get to. So I think the thing to remember, the LSO isn't what it is today without all these wonderful people having done all the years of hard work in the meantime to get us to where we are today. So to have John and Lynn dedicate 40 years of their life to the symphony, playing in the orchestra, I'm not sure how you quantify that. That is such an incredible gift to the symphony and to the community by extension, and we have just benefited enormously by the talents and gifts and their wonderful attitudes and characters that they bring.
It's obvious that John and Lynn have carried the elements of the arts, in particular with music, in every facet of their life. Although they came to Southern Alberta because of employment, it was their love of music that really had them connect with the community.
Well, congratulations. I'm here to present you and recognize your long contribution to the arts and to inspiring young people to music. So my understanding goes back 40 or 45 years for both of you, back to the 1980s, and giving back to young people in the city, inspiring people to learn instruments and giving them a gift they will have for their whole lives. So in recognition of your considerable efforts, the Allied Arts Council is recognizing you for individual contributions to the arts in the city of Lethbridge.
This is glass, don't drop it.
Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, we sanitized it and sanitized your hands.
Well, we're absolutely thrilled about this. It's kind of embarrassing in a way because we really need to thank Lethbridge and parents and the children and the audiences for the symphony, that you've made it possible for us to do the things that we love to do. So, yeah, thank you very much.
You created a legacy and an inspiration for others to follow, so thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
North & Company has been involved with the arts for several years. I'm going to say decades, and they've engaged and participated in the arts for so many years. Their continued sponsorship and has assisted the Allied Arts Council in providing opportunities for so many arts organizations and artists. Few things come immediately to mind for me, and their sponsorship of the inaugural Arts Days, and it's coordinated by the Allied Arts Council, and they continue to support this event. The Mayor's Luncheon, past 15 years, they've been a major sponsorship of this event. And as well, I remember the 60th anniversary. The Allied Arts Council put on their birthday, and North & Company was there to support that event as well.
There are many benefits to supporting the arts events in Lethbridge. The arts can be fun, they can be creative, they can be thought-provoking. For the community as a whole, it adds a lot. It adds that sparkle, it adds that uniqueness, it brings the community together in a lot of different ways. And we see it as something invaluable, and it definitely makes Lethbridge and Southern Alberta a special place.
We're thrilled to recognize North & Company as one of our main sponsors at the Southern Alberta Art Gallery. North & Co have sponsored exhibition receptions since 2012, including Lila Rye's Cyclorama and Eleanor King's Stacks. They have also supported Arts Days at the SAG from 2015 to 2017, which is one of Alberta's largest celebrations of arts, heritage, culture, and diversity.
In order for the arts to flourish and grow, there has to be a symbiotic relationship. The arts community, the individuals, the organizations, intertwined with local businesses, and the civic government are the ingredients that create a vibrant arts community.
It's so important for the business community to support the arts. Businesses provide the vital support to the SAG through their investment in our public programming, which is engaging adults and youth in the community, also our exhibitions and special events.
You know, it's hard to say what the arts means to the community as a whole, because the terrific thing about art is that it means so many different things to so many different people. You can have 9 people looking at the same piece of work and have 9 different thoughts and opinions on what it means. And we think that's terrific because that brings people together in a shared space. It ignites discussion, and through that discussion really creates that cohesive sense of unique community. We have been a sponsor of SAG for many years, and through that we've sponsored several different installations, which has been a lot of fun because as a community supporter, we've always been given the opportunity to have a curated tour, and so kind of an explanation of the inside part of the arts, and have that great discussion about them.
North & Co has been a huge sponsor for our programming. As Christy mentioned, they have hosted or helped present our opening receptions, exhibitions, as well as Arts Days, and all of those programs help work towards the SAG's mission of exposing Lethbridge to contemporary art and building our local community, and North & Co has been integral to that process.
Carrie, on behalf of the Allied Arts Council and SAG, I'd like to thank you and your colleagues at North & Company for your considerable support of the arts over many years. It's essential to have great corporate sponsors, and North & Company has always been there and supported the arts. So on behalf of the City of Lethbridge, Allied Arts Council, and SAG, thank you very much for your dependable, reliable, and ongoing support for the arts in our city. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So the Helen Schuler Nature Center is a community gathering place. Essentially, we exist to connect people with nature, and so we offer a wide range, like over 1,000 different opportunities for people to have inspiring and memorable experiences with nature. So all of our programming, doesn't matter if it's interpreter-led or self-directed, we look to have engaging experiences, interactive, hands-on. As frequently as possible, we try to get people out into the River Valley parks because that's where they can more deeply form that connection with nature. We also have a main gallery with exhibits that would be similar to like a children's museum. So lots of interactive kind of creative kids space with different learning and activity stations that are very hands-on and play-based. And then we also have our community art gallery space, and so that is a space that our community can curate and exhibit and share some of the practices and the work that they're doing with the larger community as well.
My name is Leanne Elias, and my art practice involves long-term photographic exposures, long-term being anywhere from a week to 3 years. As an artist, the support that the Helen Schuler offered me was really important. One of the things about art is that we try and help people see the world differently. And many times people can feel intimidated to go into an art gallery proper. The Helen Schuler invited me to do work on location here at the Nature Center and then exhibit that work here. And it was really important for me that people who had been through the fields and through the walks then was able to see my vision of what the fields looked like. Another important aspect was that I did a workshop with the students after the exhibition was shown, and so I could teach them the techniques that I use, and that was really important as well.
We had visitors that were, asking about different opportunities. We had artists approaching us, a number of our partner agencies as well. And so when we had the opportunity to reinvest in the facility, we ensured that there was space that would be made available to have those types of exhibits. So I would say that that was the biggest thing that evolved us rapidly. Certainly nature and art, you can't pull those two things apart. So since the beginning of there being a nature center here in Lethbridge, we have always worked very closely with artists and using art as one of the ways that people can connect to nature.
My name is Leela Armstrong, and my art practice is kind of interesting. I am a practicing artist, but I'm also a PhD student in evolution and behavior at the University of Lethbridge. So I have a two-pronged kind of approach. I am interested in communicating ideas visually, but I'm also interested in doing a proper scientific project, which is, an urban ecology of Lethbridge. So I'm marrying those two things together right now. So that's why the Helen Schuler Nature Center was a perfect venue.
The thing that makes the Helen Schuler Nature Center different to work with as an artist was the freedom that they afforded me. They were highly supportive of me mounting the cameras in the river bottom for many months, and then they gave me free rein in how I wanted the exhibition produced and hung, and that was really special. Corinne Putman especially was very, very supportive.
Through working with various artists in our community, it always sparks more ideas. And so we are so thankful to the artists who see, working with the Nature Center and partnering with us as a way of connecting and reaching out to community, to having community understand the type of practice that they're doing, or promoting whatever medium they work in. It's amazing. There's so many opportunities.
The Nature Center is primarily interested in engagement and education. I felt that carried over to my exhibition, so that people that were coming here were very open to being exposed to new ideas, new images, new things. So yeah, all in all, it was very positive.
I think that the opportunity that happens with art and nature and partnering with local artists is this mixing and blending of audiences. And I've got lots of different examples of visitors that come into the center, even our volunteers that for them, likely might not have exposure to either that form of art or, may never sort of see themselves or have that identity that they would be someone that would go into a gallery space. And so this mixing and this blending, or what I like to call cross-pollination of audiences, I think that's the really big opportunity.
Organizations like the Helen Schuler Nature Center to support artists by showing them, because it does two things. It exposes you as an artist to a different community that isn't necessarily expecting to come into contact with contemporary art when they come here. So then they come along and, there it is. And as I said, they tend to have a very open mind about it because they're here for an educational experience. And at the same time, I think that you're enhancing the experience of that organization because you're bringing something that people are not expecting. So it's kind of a twofold benefit.
Corinne, the Allied Arts Council would like to recognize you and the Helen Schuler Nature Center for your support of the arts and artists in the city of Lethbridge. By creating artist spaces within the Helen Schuler Nature Center and providing display spaces for the arts, there's a tremendous opportunity for arts to be displayed to all who come through this center. The support of public art at this facility and the involvement of the arts in the interpretive pathways is something that all of Lethbridge appreciates. So for your efforts in support of the arts in Lethbridge, the Allied Arts Council recognizes the Helen Schuler Nature Center and thanks you for promoting the arts in the city of Lethbridge.
Thank you very much. On behalf of all of our staff and our volunteers, our partners, and all of the artists that we get the opportunity to work with, thank you very much. We really, really appreciate it.
Once again, a big congratulations to the 2020 AACE Award recipients.
Up next is Claire Lint. Claire is an ADAPT certified instructor, choreographer, and dance artist based here in Lethbridge, Alberta. She was professionally trained in the ADAPT, RAD, and Al Gilbert TAP syllabi and has studied in Los Angeles, New York, Toronto, and throughout Western Canada. A graduate of the Canadian College of Performing Arts, she continues to work on and off the stage in dance and theater. Claire is Artistic Director of Haptic Dance Arts and co-founder of the Lethbridge Society of Independent Dance Artists, LSIDA, where she currently sits as president on the board. Claire continues to develop her personal practice as a dance artist while striving to share her wealth of technical knowledge and passion for movement through her work as a dance educator.
We all have a story to tell. This story is about one person's perspective on prudent decision-making. Person. A human being regarded as an individual. Each individual has certain capacities, such as reason, morality, consciousness, or self-consciousness. Beyond these deeply seated capacities comes the need for more. The need to be recognized, loved, accepted. The need to make an impact, a lasting impression on those around us. The need to be remembered, not forgotten. Person defines purpose. Purpose is the reason for which something exists, the reason for which anything is done or created. Purpose is the idea that the object of our effort will far extend beyond our own being. It's the reason to get up, to go out. Purpose drives us forward even in the darkest moments when our spirit starts to doubt what we're capable of. Purpose becomes the reason to live. Person defines purpose, determines place. Place. Our physical environment, our physical surroundings. Place can be the piece of land we choose to live on, where we thrive as we grow and nurture who we strive to be. Place can be our journey, where we are now or where we intend to be. Our place is often challenged by the constant pressure to meet the needs of what society expects us to be, not reaching the unattainable goals set upon us that push us to exhaustion and cause us to fall to the machine of constant growth, expectation, success, and wealth. Finding place can become our anchor, a catalyst, the launch that gives our passion strength to grow. Passion. Passion is that intense, driving feeling that often replaces food and sleep. It's what wakes you in the night and drives you out of bed to put pen to paper, brush to canvas, or feet to floor, body to floor, hands to floor. It's devoting yourself to something that you realize no one else might understand. Passion drives us forward, sometimes so fast it disregards the barriers in our way. It gives us the strength to persevere and the courage to soar. Passion defines purpose, determines profession. Profession. Work. A job, livelihood, a calling. Profession, a means of declaring to the world around you your commitment, your belief that something so paramount extends far beyond yourself as an individual. Person. Purpose. Place. passion, profession. To move, to share, to dance. I dance so the words I'm thinking don't have to slip from my mouth. I can send each of those thoughts, words, letters through my body past my skin. It's a way for me to share what's going on without saying anything at all. I dance through success, through failure. I dance as a way to cry, to grieve, to give up, to give in, as a way to rejoice, to celebrate, as a way to love. Person defines purpose, determines place. Passion defines purpose, determines profession. Passion and person define purpose, determines profession and place. This is one person's perspective on prudent decision making.
Thank you so much, Claire.
Our last award of the evening is the Joan Waterfield Memorial Award. The Joan Waterfield Memorial Award recognizes a member of the arts community, respected by their contemporaries for advancing and enhancing the arts. This individual has made a substantial contribution to our community in the area of the arts, literary, music, dance, new media, theater, or visual arts. Nominees shall have demonstrated an extraordinary contribution over an extended period. Recipients are selected from names submitted by community members from Lethbridge and area. Individuals who are honored personify the values expressed in the philosophy and vision of the Allied Arts Council of Lethbridge. Lethbridge is also enriched by a thriving arts community.
Hi, I'm Mary-Lynn Muley, and to start off, I just love theater. I've been involved for about 20 years, and there's many times I'll go from one play, very next day, in fact. Last year I went from Newsies straight into All Is Calm the very next day. So I work with all the different groups, and I'm probably involved 8 to 10 shows a year.
I'm Jason Jensen. I'm the president of Lethbridge Musical Theatre.
I'm Kate Connolly, and I'm the president of the Lethbridge Shakespeare Performance Society and a member of Playgoers.
Well, I've known Mary-Lynn for, it's well over a decade now. We first got to know each other working backstage on LMT Productions. It might have been Oliver was the first one I worked with her with. And she's been involved in every production with me ever since. So
It started out mostly just set dressing. And then all of a sudden, you might as well do props. And if you saw my house, I'm kind of prop crazy. My whole basement is a 50s diner with fake food everywhere. Breakfast is always set on the table. So when I'm like, props? Yeah, I can do props. And then that kind of evolved into, we kind of need a stage manager. And so, okay, I can do that. And then my last kick at the I tried directing. And I just loved the directing, so I'm thinking I might do more of that.
She has quite the record. I've known Mary-Lynn for nearly 20 years, and I first met her when I was on the board of Playgoers, and she became involved that long ago. And after a very short time, she was just about everything backstage, not just for Playgoers, but for LMT as well. So, we've had quite a long and very fruitful relationship.
Well, I don't know many people that are more committed to the arts community than Mary-Lynn. She volunteers, does her work with LMT, with Shakespeare, with Playgoers, with the symphony. Virtually anybody that calls her, whether it's working on props, whether it's stage managing in some cases, she's kind of that person that people contact when they need something and they know Mary-Lynn's the person that can do it.
I have met so many wonderful people. It gets me out, it gets me involved. That's what people always say, why do you do it? Why do you do it? Well, otherwise I sit at home in my chair doing that. I'd far rather be out with the kids, and that's mainly a lot of why I do it is for the kids, because I love for them to have that opportunity. And I watch them, and say the Shakespeare kids, you have them 3-4 years and you just watch how they grow and they grow. And then last year with Lethbridge Musical Theatre, we were kind of going through a rough spot. And then we had auditions for Newsies. 100 kids come. We put 96 of them in the show. So to me, there's a huge, huge purpose for musical theatre and for drama. And so if I can, what I can do to help those kids and to see them, that's my whole.
A great big thank you to Mary-Lynn from all of the performing arts organisations in Lethbridge, because I know she does this same range of wonderful work with all of these groups. So thank you, Mary-Lynn.
Mary-Lynn Muley, we'd like to recognize you today as a backstage hero. We understand for many years now you've been helping theatre productions in the city of Lethbridge, Shakespeare in the Park, LMT, and other productions, playgoers I believe, and supporting the backstage. People don't see you and the work that you do to support the shows. But today, after about 40 years of service to our city, we're going to recognize you and thank you for your service here in the city of Lethbridge and your contribution to the arts. Thank you very much on behalf of the Allied Arts Council and the citizens of Lethbridge for all you do to support arts in our city. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, I'm gonna step back a little bit.
Here we go.
Are you ready?
Yep.
You got it, Peggy?
I love it. That is awesome. That is awesome.
There's a story of a fruit hat.
Yeah, I made that lovely hat.
Oh, you made that hat?
Yeah, that's why it's funny. Because I made it for a play. And then I thought, oh,
yeah,
it's for props. This is cool. Oh, that looks wonderful. I only have one chin. Well, thank you very, very much. Thank you to the Allied Arts for all you do and for recognizing my contribution.
It has been a different summer, like we've never really experienced before, but I think that the city of Lethbridge has really come together to create some new performance opportunities for our artists and our musicians.
There's lots of different art happening. What you saw tonight was just a showcase of some of the art happening in Lethbridge. There's backyard shows, there's online shows, there's shows that are starting back up in person, as well as checking out venues such as Casa and all the free visual art that's happening around the community as well.
Absolutely. So hopefully these performances that we've seen tonight and the spirit of the event inspires everyone to stay engaged in the arts and, you know, really grab onto any of these opportunities for unique outdoor performances while the weather holds.
Now, Ashley, I think we have time for one more performance this evening. Is that right?
You betcha. Oh, no, not up. Hi. Oh, wonderful. Are we on camera still?
Marvelous.
So, coming up next is Mayor Chris Spearman.
Well, I'm another individual that wants to congratulate the 2020 individual artists, all of the awards. Lethbridge, we are so fortunate to have so many people, businesses, and organizations who support and grow the arts. And Chris, I would like to thank you and the City of Lethbridge for your continued support of all the arts in Lethbridge.
Thank you to our longtime sponsor of the Joan Waterfield Memorial Award, Brent Alexi of Royal LePage South Country. This is Brent's 15th year of sponsoring the Joan Waterfield Memorial Award.
Thank you. Thank you, Chris. Okay. The Allied Arts Council acknowledges the remarkable support we receive from our event partners. I must say thank you to our partners, ATB Financial and ATB Wealth, Val Matty Odie Rashes, FWB Architects, North & Company, LLP, KPMG, Avail CPA, Songer Architecture, Melcor, Shilpa Stalker of West Winds Management Solutions, The Art of Strategy, Lethbridge, Brighter Together, Lethbridge Chamber of Commerce, DWR Consulting, Alger Zadix and Shapiro LLP, The Geomatic Addict, Mike Spencer. Chris?
Thank you to the media partners, Shaw Spotlight, Lethbridge Herald, 2Day FM 98.1, 94.1 CJOC, and CKUA. Thank you to the Italian Table for your support in this event with the awesome sugar and spice and a bottle of nice package. I hope those who participated enjoyed your delicious snacks. Thank you to all who watched, to our honorees, and to our sponsors. In Lethbridge, we have a lot to celebrate, and we did exactly that tonight. Thank you.
This is a very unusual time for us, but it was imperative to us that we celebrate the arts. Having said that, there is an art to putting on a successful event, and I need to thank all of those that are involved. Our performers, Gabrielle, Catherine, Troy, Olivia, Claire, and John. Our hosts, David and Ashley, thank you. Our film crew, Sonic Multimedia. Our stage manager, Nancy Graham. The Conservatory of Music for the use of this lovely grand piano, and Blake Everden, who created the Joan Waterfield portrait. Mike Marcotte with Prince Prime Catering and the Italian Table. Shaw TV and their support in airing this program on Channel 9. The staff of the Allied Arts Council and the staff at Casa, they are invaluable, and for all they do and they continue to do for us. And you all know who you are. You know, thank you for joining us this evening. It's the art of giving. And thank you once again to our sponsors. Please consider donating to the Allied Arts Council in support of all of our programs. You could do so by visiting artslethbridge.org. We've had a great evening, and we hope you have too. Good evening.
Well, Ashley, that's why the MC shouldn't switch places in the middle of a bit. So, without further ado, we did not lie to you. We do have one final performance for you this evening. Isn't that right, Ashley?
Absolutely. I'm thrilled to introduce John Wort Hannam. In 2001, roots folk musician John Wort Hannam quit his teaching job and spent 10 months depleting his savings while sitting at his kitchen table wearing a lucky hat, writing his first 10 songs. 18 years later, with more than a few feathers in that lucky hat that include a Juno nomination and a Canadian Folk Music Award for Best Album of the Year, he's got a new energy, fueled by a new band, a new sound, and a ton of new songs.
And that's it for us. Thanks and have a great night, and enjoy the closing music of John Wort Hannam.
Thanks, you guys. Let me add to the voices here and say congratulations to all the award winners tonight. Thanks to the Allied Arts of Lethbridge for inviting me. And thanks for this crew that's behind the scenes here, the sound, lights, camera, people that are hardly ever seen. I'm going to sing a couple songs, a short one, and then another one. And this song's called The Long Haul. I think it's something we all feel like we're in right now. I ain't in it for the short term. I'm in it for the slow burn. Ain't looking for short and sweet. I'm looking for a repeat. I ain't afraid of a tough grind, a rough patch and a hard time. You and me through it all, big and small, I'm in it for the long haul. I never trusted that tried and true. I only wanted something shiny and new. When it got faded and dull, I traded for the next model. And I loved the original until I saw the sequel. Yeah, I swore I'd never give in, but who was I kidding? And it was all
chase, not the finish line. But babe, that ain't the case, not this time. I ain't in it for the short term, I'm in it for the slow burn. Ain't looking for short and sweet, I want something that'll repeat. I ain't afraid of a tough grind, a rough patch and a hard time. You and me through it all, big and small, I'm in it for the long haul. You and me through it all, big and small, I'm in it for the long haul. No, thank you. No, thank you. Thank you.
All right, well, let me send you, I was trying to think of what I would send you on your way with. This is a brand new song. It's from the heart, out to everybody out there who's watching. It's called Young at Heart.
May you die young at heart, at a ripe old age, when you dearly depart. One of these days the book of life has an ending. When you turn that page, may you die young at heart, at a ripe old age. May you never have enough room around your kitchen table. May friends appear like a bloom each year till they're unable. May you toast to goodwill, drink to better health. May you boast happiness still outweighs your wealth. Oh, and may it flow like a river, may that river rage. May you die young at heart, at a ripe old age. May your heart fill with tender, may your matches all be dry. When you're left with only cinder, may the last coals never die. Like the young contender, born to raise some hell, may you never surrender till the final bell. Oh, and may you make a comeback, one last fight to wage. May you die young at heart, at a ripe old age. May you die young at heart, at a ripe